This week in Ohio Country Today, we celebrate the 2021 inductees into the Ohio Agricultural Council Hall of Fame. Keith Stimpert, Tim Corcoran, Monty Anderson, and Randy Brown. Our thanks to the Ohio Agribusiness Association and Nicole Volk for these feature stories. This week in Ohio Country Today. Alan Davis, business owner, active farmer. No one knows farmers' needs better than Alan. Give him a call today at 419-738-7447 and talk about total farm protection and more. Alan Davis Insurance Agency is your solutions provider for auto, home, life, business, recreational, total farm protection and more. Call 419-738-7447. That's 419-738-7447.
It's a humble idea. Use a biological process to turn a plant into a power source. From that idea came the first Poet refinery. One biorefinery in one town turned into 27 facilities in 27 towns, creating new local jobs, producing hundreds of millions of gallons of ethanol, and providing renewable products around the world. Suddenly, that one little idea seems a whole lot bigger. See the world differently with Poet.
Join the CR Revelation with New Holland and Apple Farm Service. The famous twin-rotor combine is now the world's highest capacity combine. Save on fuel and lower grain loss with the IntelliSense Combine Automation System. Stop into your local Apple Farm Service to learn more.
For nearly 50 years, Keith Stimpert worked alongside Ohio growers and producers to advance the state's agriculture industry. Although he wasn't raised on a farm, Keith has been surrounded by the farming community his entire life, including through his father's work as a vocational agriculture instructor and on his family's Monroe County farm. It was during those years Keith found his love for agriculture.
And then Dad, as I was thinking about different careers and where I wanted to go, what I wanted to do, Dad said, you'll never find better people to work with than the farmers of the state of Ohio. And he was so right, and I'm really glad that I got engaged.
Professionally, Keith began his career at the Ohio Farm Bureau in 1978 as an organizational director in Southwest Ohio. Through his career at the Farm Bureau, Keith would fill several important roles, including associate editor of the organization's magazine, director of commodity activities, vice president of government affairs, and senior vice president organization. Collectively, Keith served the Ohio Farm Bureau for more than 40 years. In addition to his work with the Farm Bureau, Keith played an important role with the Ohio Soybean Association, including having served as one of the founding members of the Ohio Soybean Council. With both groups, Keith worked with Ohio soybean farmers to build support for the state's checkoff program and establish other programs that would build soybean profitability for future generations.
There are a lot of things, again, and it's just been so rewarding in terms of being engaged with agriculture and so many wonderful people. But I guess I would point to the beginning and the Soy Council and getting that started. And I think the key is how we went about it. We could see the national soybean checkoff coming forward. And so we needed to have an entity to kind of help gauge that and provide a voice for farmer leadership and to make decisions about how these investments would happen and what we would be about. And so we went out and visited all the farm groups and invited them to nominate people for this first ever Soy Council board. And I think that was very important to get all those different perspectives in there, all those different viewpoints. Was very, very key. And then we went through extensive strategic planning and thinking about where does Ohio fit into the soybean industry. And I think food grade soybeans and new uses and some of those things were pretty important priorities for us in those early days. Again, having those things in place and see them continue to grow and be of benefit to the industry, I think is very key. And I think we also have to salute, once something happens and an idea comes forward and it happens, then it's very important, the implementation of those different ideas, so very, very key. And hats off to all those different people who have been engaged in the implementation of the livestock environmental permitting program, the continuation of the Soybean Council and all that's great work, and then the Livestock Care Standards Board. And we can all think of the tremendous people who are a part of those, both at ODA and elsewhere, that have helped keep those things moving forward. I think it's recognizing where we are in a diverse society as an industry. I mean, we do so much good and care for the land, tremendous stewards of the land, tremendous stewards of livestock, feeding the world, all those great things that we can be so proud of. But there's a lot of viewpoints out there and a lot of different thoughts that we've got to kind of respect and honor that, I think. And hopefully the entities that we've put together, again, teamwork and a lot of people coming together to make it happen in the industry, hopefully they do that. They honor that whole aspect of our diverse culture. I guess if I was going to give one line, it'd be keep an open mind. You never know where great ideas come from. You really don't. And you've got to always be scanning the horizon for those good ideas and what they could mean for our industry. And sometimes those ideas come from folks who necessarily don't have the same philosophy or the same ideas, same thinking that you might have. So keep an open mind. Bill Swank, who's a tremendous mentor of mine, always used to have end his speech with words to live by. The words that always stuck with me, he credited John Bricker, governor, senator at one point in Ohio history, said words to live by, get it done, do it right, and keep the promises that you make. Get it done, do it right, and keep the promises that you make.
The Ohio Agricultural Council is proud to welcome Keith M. Stimpert as a member of the Ohio Agricultural Hall of Fame.
Closed captioning paid for in part by the following. Dye Real Estate and Land Company specializes in farmland and recreational land throughout Ohio, a company for people who enjoy the rural lifestyle and looking to buy or sell their land. All of our land agents are members of the Realtors Land Institute and have extensive experience in farming and agricultural land business. At Dye Real Estate and Land Company, we'll work with you to tailor-fit a plan that works best for you, your family, and your investments. Our services include 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, land brokerage, land auctions, and CMAs and valuations for estates and planning. We are Dye Real Estate and Land Company. Call us today and visit our website at dyerealestate.com. Dye Real Estate and Land Company. We know the land business because we live it every day.
No one likes downed corn, but it happens, and when it does, you can't afford to lose any more yield. Pick up lodged or downed corn with the aggressive Drago corn head, available at your local Apple Farm Service. Longer and more aggressive gathering chains translates into the ability to pick up downed corn that sits lower to the ground.
The new Ag Pack is here at St. Mary's Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, your exclusive certified agriculture dealership. Ag Pack is a powerful package of farm and ranch discounts and incentives worth thousands of dollars, absolutely free. Stop by and see Dave Hager, your ag commercial specialist, and ask about the vehicles, discounts, and incentives in the new Ag Pack.
You get straight talk, real service, and the right price. St. Mary's Chrysler, you get straight talk.
Rodock and Midway Trailers are your source for Wilson Livestock Trailers. Reliable, lightweight, and durable, Wilson Livestock Trailers are your best value year after year. With attention to animal and operator safety, Wilson offers biosecurity and features more attuned to the needs and concerns of today's livestock haulers. Remember Rodock and Midway Trailers for sales and service of Wilson Livestock Trailers, with 3 locations to serve you in Delphus, St. Mary's, and Dayton.
What's 1/8 of an inch mean? If it's the gap in your corn head's deck plates, it could mean losing 4 bushels every acre. That's why Drago invented their yield-capturing, self-adjusting deck plates. Deck plates that automatically adjust the size of the corn stalk. Ask your local Apple Farm Service to learn more.
Randy Brown's genuine passion for promoting Ohio agriculture speaks volumes. Through his involvement in the agriculture industry over the last 4 decades, he has become well known and respected for his ability to speak to the public on behalf of agriculture. Husband, father, farmer, and community leader, Randy has worked on his family's farming operation, Macon Bacon Farm, for 41 years. The farm includes a nursery and finisher swine operation and 1,100 acres of farmland.
Well, I actually grew up about a mile and a half from here. My mom and dad had the farm. He graduated in '51 from Purdue, and he farmed with my grandfather. And I grew up on the farm, worked on the farm throughout even from young years up through college, and that's what it's all about. So here I am. I'm back at the farm again.
Randy has adapted to ever-changing production methods in the swine industry. The family has been recognized for environmental stewardship, being named a Pork Board National Environmental Steward, and he has served on the Pork Board's Environmental Stewards Subcommittee and the Producer Services Committee, reflecting his commitment to engaging his fellow producers in the industry's efforts to improve environmental stewardship.
We started no-tilling several years ago, and we continue to do so, and it really does work. We use some cover crop. We've had some, since my son Kyle's back to the farm, we're doing more. We just care about the dirt. The north part of the farm goes to Lake Erie, the south part goes to the Ohio River. It's just important.
On-farm tours may be where Randy has had the most significance as a spokesperson. He has hosted numerous legislators and key leaders, including members of the Ohio House Ag and Natural Resources Committee, on his farm to show modern pork production. He has also welcomed members of the media and students. Since 2005, he has served as a speaker for Operation Main Street, a national pork board program dedicated to telling the pork industry story of innovation, quality, and stewardship.
When we first started out, we talked to a lot of service clubs and that kind of thing. Then they talk to all kinds of people now, groups of people, and just tell them about the pork industry. Many years ago, we had some ag aides from the state reps and state senators came out to the farm, which is good because they, at that point in time, because of biosecurity, we could let them in our farrowing house. We did, and I remember it was a cold May day, rainy, and they had their hooded sweatshirts up, and I said, now this is why we had the pigs inside, days like today. We kind of answered some questions they didn't have any idea about, and so hopefully, I'm not sure where those young folks are now, but maybe they would spread the word. But that's why you do it. You spread your positive vibes about the farming operation. My dad was on the Ohio Pork Council early on, and he's involved with the soil and water in Wyandotte County. My brother's on USB, and we are firm believers in promoting what you do and why you do it, because it's ongoing. You're always having pressure from outside groups on, you should do things this way or do things that way, and you gotta tell your story. I tell them, get active, be active. Like I say, you got to tell your story, whether it be beef, pork, corn, soy. You need to be involved because it takes volunteers to do it. You got to do it. If not, you're going to be regulated and have all kinds of issues. So just be proactive. Be proactive.
For his significant contributions throughout his life to agriculture, both as a farmer and as a farmer leader, the Ohio Agricultural Council is proud to induct Randy Brown as a member of the Ohio Agricultural Hall of Fame.
Rodock and Midway Trailers are Ohio's premier Thunder Creek dealers for fuel trailers and DEF delivery systems. Thunder Creek offers versatile, reliable, and best of all, legal transportation and handling for fuel and DEF systems. Let us know how our teams at Midway Trailers in Rodock can get you set up and ready any time of the year. For fuel and service trailers, economy trailers, service and lube trailers, double wall trailers, split tank trailers, bulk DEF trailers, and standalone DEF systems for trucks. Remember Rodock and Midway Trailers, Ohio's premier Thunder Creek dealer, with 3 locations to serve you in Delphus, St. Mary's, and Dayton.
Our farm department is committed to providing ag professionals the products, coverages, and peace of mind needed to run a successful operation. With our home office located in the heart of farm country, many of us have first-hand experience when it comes to farming, and we know how to take out the risk. Under one policy, we can provide total protection of your investment, from your home and barns to your equipment and livestock. We also provide an outstanding equine coverage, from a homeowner with a single horse to a professional breeder and everything in between. Come join us and experience the Salina difference.
Now's the time to harvest more savings with New Holland and Apple Farm Service. Take home a new baler, mower conditioner, rake, tractor, or skid loader with 0% interest up to 60 months and cashback options. Hurry and stop into your local Apple Farm Service today.
Timothy Corcoran grew up on his family's multi-generation farm with dozens of brothers, sisters, and cousins. It was during his childhood when Tim first recognized his passion for agriculture and developed qualities that would benefit him throughout his career.
I think it goes back to very early on. You could see the value in working together to accomplish a goal, to whether it's plowing the field, whether it's working with livestock. The end game was to get the job done. And most of that I knew I couldn't do alone, or any of us could do alone, but together we accomplished so much together. And quite frankly, that follows through to just about everything that goes on, whether it's on our farm today, whether it's in the organizations that you're involved with, whether it's running a company. You don't do it alone.
Following his graduation from The Ohio State University, where he received a degree in agricultural business, Tim had the opportunity to join his family back on the farm, where he still works today.
I am blessed to have 4 now really great partners, and it's a business that's run by our family, and we have found the best way to accomplish that is to have divisions of responsibilities, and it takes full trust that I'm doing my responsibilities, fulfilling all my obligations for that particular piece of the puzzle, and the same for my other 4 partners. And we have found great success in that. We get along great, and quite proud of that, actually.
As a farmer himself, Tim is especially passionate about issues that affect Ohio producers and has been widely recognized for his commitment to advocating for and protecting the interests of farmers. He has made a significant impact in his home community, throughout the state, and upon the state's agricultural community through his involvement with numerous organizations, groups, and committees.
I've been very fortunate to have been involved with a lot of good things that have happened over the years, whether it's here on our farm or whether it's in the organizations that I've been involved with. I learned early on that it's easy to get so involved in the business that you're in, just right here on the farm. And what individual doesn't love the work they do every day, getting up and doing something different on the farm? But the importance of promoting, advocating for agriculture so that there is a future for our business, so that there is a future for our vocation, and setting aside some time, even as hard as it might be, to give to an organization that has the right intent. It's been an evolution over the last 40 years, and it will continue to evolve. I've always felt that it is very important to have a seat at the table for those things that I'm truly committed to. Agriculture should have a seat at every table. I believe that there's far more good in someone looking across the table and being able to say, I know that individual. He's a producer, he's a farmer, or she's a farmer, and knowing that there's trust involved and there's good in that.
For his significant contributions throughout his life to agriculture, both as a farmer and as a farmer leader, the Ohio Agricultural Council is proud to induct Timothy Corcoran as a member of the Ohio Agricultural Hall of Fame.
Alan Davis, business owner, active farmer. No one knows farmers' needs better than Alan. Give him a call today at 419-738-7447 and talk about total farm protection and more. Alan Davis Insurance Agency is your solutions provider for auto, home, life, business, recreational, total farm protection and more. Call 419-738-7447. That's 419-738-7447. Rodak and Midway Trailers are your source for Wilson Livestock Trailers. Reliable, lightweight, and durable, Wilson Livestock Trailers are your best value year after year. With attention to animal and operator safety, Wilson offers biosecurity and features more attuned to the needs and concerns of today's livestock haulers. Remember Rodak and Midway Trailers for sales and service of Wilson Livestock Trailers, with 3 locations to serve you in Delphus, St. Mary's, and Dayton.
Dr. Monty Anderson has devoted his career to being a teacher of teachers, investing in the careers of up-and-coming agricultural educators. For the past 35 years, through the curriculum and dual major he developed at Wilmington College, countless young people have gone on to become generations of FFA advisors and agricultural education teachers. Of course, much hard work was put forth starting decades ago.
You know, in the late 70s, early 80s, not a lot of people were encouraging their children to go into agriculture. It was a tough time to be in agriculture. And so our numbers had dwindled, and I remember going to Dr. Thorburn, who was from the East Coast and very dry humor, and I said, Dr. Thorburn, if our numbers don't turn around, what happens? And I can't mimic him, but he said, you'll be looking for a job. And then a small smile. And I took him seriously. So I went back to Don Chafin and Harold Terry and Al Conklin and said, guys, we got to work on this. And we did. Everybody brought something to the table, and we started with a clean sheet of paper. And instead of being, I don't want to call it a transfer module, but a school that students would come to and then transfer to Ohio State, we set it up based off of internships and got the industry involved. And so we had students out in the ag industry early on and really built the program off of internship model.
Monty began his career at Blackhawk Community College, where he was the division director for agriculture and responsible for the oversight and management of the division and faculty. He joined Wilmington College in 1985 and served in various administrative roles, including chair of the agriculture department, which is the largest department on campus. He had a part in planting the seeds of agriculture in the minds and hearts of hundreds of students and then helping them grow. Through it all, his purpose was always to put students first.
In education, there's always a challenge for the dollars. And you just basically had to say what's best for the students. And when you start the conversation with that, then people start looking at what is best for the student instead of, well, we want this or we want that. So if everybody uses that as the theme, what's best for the students, the right decisions are made. And so that's what we did.
Monty is an educator, an encourager, a mentor, an advocate for agriculture, and an advocate for students. He said some of his favorite memories are expanding students' horizons.
I really like to get students off campus, and I think that's where you see this growth. They need to get out of a comfort zone. And so some of those things have been taking students to agronomy society meetings, and that's been throughout the United States.
Not only is he a great friend to Wilmington College, but also the Wilmington community.
I worked in the dean's office as a graduate student, but Roy Kottman would talk about the three aspects of agriculture: teaching, research, and service. And he would then tie that to legislation. And service was that extension piece as he looked at it. And so we got into Wilmington and realized very quickly that you were part of the community. And so I've been very fortunate to have some mentors that have really helped me in the community. And probably the biggest service thing that we did over time was when DHL left Wilmington. It left a void in there where people, about 10,000 people in a 5-county area lost their jobs. And so that summer we put together as a department, we had the land resources. We grew sweet corn, tomatoes, and potatoes. And we grew a lot of it, and then we gave it to the food pantries in various churches. And we continued that for a number of years and then transitioned it into just growing upwards to 150 types of tomatoes.
Among his many awards and accomplishments, he received the Ohio Farm Bureau Agricultural Educator Award, the Wilmington College Student Government Association Teaching Excellence Award, and the Ohio FFA Honorary State Degree. His contributions to agriculture focus on what can be done collectively to better prepare and advance Ohio agriculture teachers. Anyone who works with him is the beneficiary of his servant leadership.
You know, where you feel most comfortable is where you do your best work. And I know that a lot of people have thought, well, Wilmington, Ohio State compete, or Wilmington and Central State, or Central State and Ohio State. And what I've always told a student visiting is they're doing the right thing. Visit the colleges where you want to be and see where you feel most comfortable. That's where you'll do your best work. We are all, and Ray Miller used to say this, he said, we're all interested in you getting involved in agriculture. Whether it's at Wilmington or Ohio State, we want you in agriculture. And so I got to thank Ray for that. And I've always tried to say that. Be involved in agriculture, if not 3 times a day.
The Ohio Agricultural Council is proud to welcome Monty R. Anderson as a member of the Ohio Agricultural Hall of Fame.
Closed captioning paid for in part by the following. Dye Real Estate and Land Company specializes in farmland and recreational land throughout Ohio. A company for people who enjoy the rural lifestyle and looking to buy or sell their land. All of our land agents are members of the Realtors Land Institute and have extensive experience in farming and agricultural land business. At Dye Real Estate and Land Company, we'll work with you to tailor fit a plan that works best for you, your family, and your investments. Our services include 1031 tax-deferred exchanges, land brokerage, land auctions, and CMAs and valuations for estates and planning. We are Dye Real Estate and Land Company. Call us today and visit our website at dyerealestate.com. Dye Real Estate and Land Company. We know the land business because we live it every day.
Hey, that's going to do it for this week's edition of In Ohio Country Today. For more information, check us out on the web at inohiocountry.com. We'll have a link to our YouTube page, our Facebook, and our podcast at inohiocountry.com. Have a good day, everybody.